and that when pursuing truth, especially when comparing reality to the written word or to images on a screen, it's important to have a good versus evil mindset to help you filter information and evaluate the source that you receive that information. And if someone is not actually pursuing truth, it doesn't matter how much evidence you show them, they're going to be stuck in their artificial perception of reality. And that is the intent of the powers that be, or evil, or the globalists, the elitists. That's their intent, to get you stuck in this perception of reality and actually bank on you not even questioning it. They have to create their own artificial reality because they cannot rule and control the original, the one created by God. Remember, I said earlier we all have the same evidence. Well, that evidence is nature. It's the creation itself. And if you don't have a good versus evil mindset, you're not going to understand that. If you don't have a good versus evil mindset, you won't see the connection to the fact that the word nashah in Hebrew can mean to lift up like a rocket to space, or it can mean to beguile like the serpent beguiled Eve in the garden. If you don't have a good versus evil mindset, you're not going to see the snake tongue in the NASA logo, or the fact that the Hebrew word for tongue, lashon, can also mean fork of flame. If you don't have a good versus evil mindset, you're not going to think it's weird that NASA was literally started by Nazis, Freemasons, and magicians. You're not going to understand Napoleon when he said that man will believe anything as long as it's not in the Bible. If you don't have a good versus evil mindset, you're not going to understand Max Planck, who said a scientific truth does not triumph by convincing its opponents and making them see the light, but rather its opponents eventually die and a new generation grows up that is familiar with it. And if you don't have a good versus evil mindset, you're just going to think flat earth is stupid, and that the idea of hiding the real creation is just too big a conspiracy, or brush it off as not affecting your daily life. The good versus evil mindset is the perception by which you should pursue and discern truth and filter information. It's your light in the darkness, and that lack of mindset is what is keeping others asleep. And the other night, I was in a dark room, and I grabbed my phone and tried to turn on the flashlight, but I accidentally hit the calculator. And it did me absolutely no good in that moment. And it hit me like a ton of bricks that when navigating through a dark realm like this place, light and truth will help you find the way far better than math and science. Because if you can't get past the darkness in the room, you'll never be able to figure out how it was put together. And even though a dark room can be scary, by simply adding a little bit of light, the perception of that room is totally changed, even though physically it's the same, just like our shared evidence. But the flat earth is not lacking in evidence, right? The evidence is all around us. It's in nature. It's 100% how the observer perceives that evidence. And that perception is so powerful that it can make someone standing still tell you that they're spinning. And it can make someone standing straight up tell you that they're upside down. And it can even make that person call someone an idiot for questioning that. I believe the shape of the earth is super important. Obviously, I'm here speaking with you about it today, but not nearly as important as recognizing that truth is good and that there is and always will be a perception war against it. You must have a good versus evil mindset in order to recognize that. If you don't, you're just going to get lost in the dark. You need light and truth to help you find the way. And while on that journey, you may find that those three things are actually the same thing. You might even find that they're the same person. Thank you for your time.
Folks, this is Woketown, where truth never sleeps.